Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Marie, otherwise known as ZebraStrongGirl. This might be a bit of a long video, but I am showing you how to create this holiday party look. But you might want to grab yourself some hot chocolate. My personal favorite is with a hint of peppermint. And also just enjoy the video. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and share this video. And don't forget to check out my other social media. So let's get straight on into the video. Hi guys, welcome back. So I always start my makeup out with my eyebrows. I don't have to do a lot of filling in, but since I did dye my hair, I feel like my eyebrows are a little light compared to my hair. So I just use Colourpop's Creme brow color in the color Black and Brown. It's okay, it's not my favorite. I think I'm going to be trying the NYX brow pomade because I just got that from my grandma. I helped her do a bunch of makeup things and it seems really good. And what I like about pomades and like cream colors is they keep my hairs in place because my eyebrows grow in two different directions because I got like a serious mix of my mom and my dad's eyebrows. It's kind of ridiculous, but I have really nice shaped eyebrows. I get them waxed maybe like 3 times a year. So I just go underneath my brow and kind of start tracing it out and then kind of just flick it to make it look a bit more natural. And this is super easy to clean up, which is nice for me because I am not the best at this. I will be the first person to admit that. But I feel like brows are like a really essential part of the face, and like just doing your eyebrows can make such a big difference in how you look. Sorry, I am trying to get used to this format because I have a mirror behind the camera. So I am trying to figure out how exactly the best way to show you guys the look is while doing my makeup. And I have to keep my brows relaxed because I have very expressive eyebrows, so it can be hard to color in my eyebrows, or not color in, draw in my eyebrows while I'm wiggling them. And yeah, that's my quick brows. I'm real quick gonna grab my spoolie. And at this point, I'm just gonna run it through my brow and just, you know, clean it up a little bit. Or not clean it up, but like soften it up. And also, if you guys notice, I do have a different lighting setup in this video because I was watching my last video. Again, if you haven't seen it, a link will appear here. In which I did a birthday goodies, what I got for my birthday, what you can get for free for your birthday, and my new skincare regimen, which I just did. I off track for a moment, I think it's helping my skin. But what I was saying is when I watched that video, I noticed lights kind of flickering, and our overhead lights are kind of sketchy sometimes, so I decided just to make it easier on people, that's what we would do. And I'm gonna jump straight into my eyes. I do my eyes first because if I have any sort of fallout, then I can just kind of cover it, because I think that makes it easier to do. You of course can do your face first and then your eyes, and I will link when the face, I will tell you when I start doing my face in the video, or in the description box below, and when I start my eyes, so you guys can jump forward or back depending on what you do and how you like to do your makeup. But I am going to just use Colourpop No Filter Concealer on my eyes. Sorry, it's a very empty bottle. I just got a new bottle because guys, I love this stuff. I don't actually wear a foundation. I just use this concealer because it's a nice finish. It's nice coverage. But now I'm just gonna dot this on my eyes. and then just blend that in with my finger. And I just use this generally as my primer. I think it works pretty well. I also have an e.l.f. primer that I use occasionally. I don't know, lately I feel like it's not working as well, so I've kind of stopped. Then I'm going to jump into my e.l.f. Mad for Matte palette with my e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush. I like to use this brush to just do an all over color. And this sorry, I'm like blinding you. I use this color here, this really nude color, all over my lids and up to my brow bone, just to lock in the concealer or my primer or whatever you want to call it, so I don't get any weird patches. Okay, so now we're all set to start having fun with our eyeshadow. This is a NYX Professional makeup brush, and it is dual-ended, so I got this because I'm part of their rewards program. I spent, I think, $75 at their store, but this is just one of their blending brushes, and then this is just one of their shadow brushes, I believe, and it's really nice for popping on the makeup that we're going to do today. Terrible. I'm knocking things over left and right. So we are going to be using Colourpop She palette today, and we are first going to pop into the color Deer, which is this bottom right corner. I'm really terrible at telling my left from my right, if you didn't notice. So we're just gonna pop this in the crease, but kind of focusing further down on our lid, just because these are not really fantastic transition shades, but we can make it work. So I hope you guys are all having like a really great Christmas. I know I'm super excited for all my presents and to spend time with my family, and we're doing a really fun dinner, and like it's stuff that I absolutely love. I love seafood, and we're doing surf and turf. Okay, what do you guys eat for Christmas dinner? Let me know, or if you celebrate Christmas, what do you eat on December 25th? We were talking about this as we were decorating our tree, because I feel like everyone does something a little bit different. And it's fun to hear. And I was also going to talk to you guys about my gallbladder, because I went into a little bit of detail in my Guess Who's Back video, but I didn't want to get really into it at that time because it was a mess still, and I was still kind of infuriated by it. So I had my appendix out on July 4th of 2016, so I was having like severe pain for a really long time. And real quick, we are going to, using that same brush, I just kind of gently wipe it on my wrist to kind of roughly clean it. I know this is not actually cleaning it. I do clean my brushes for realsies. This is just a quickie. We're going to jump straight into Duchess, which is the other light pink matte, and kind of just layer it on the crease. But yeah, so at the time this was really frustrating because I like couldn't eat without being in fairly severe pain. Sorry, we're not in the crease, we're going further down on the lid, sort of in the crease. I have very hooded eyes, if you guys didn't notice that. So adjust for your eye shape. So I was having this pain, and so for any sort of gastric intestinal surgery, like getting your appendix out, they pump your stomach full of this gas, so it kind of like doesn't get in their way and they can do what they need to do. And so I know my own body very well at this point, which they did not believe when I was getting my appendix out. Because I was like, I can feel the gas. It's uncomfortable. It's not great. But there's another pain when I'm eating. And they're like, okay, you know, that's fine. And like, I don't cry very easily with pain anymore, which probably isn't very healthy. But I don't. It's kind of part of living with the EDS. I'm dislocated a lot. So if I cry, like every time I was in a severe amount of pain, like I would never get anything done. So I'm just like, no, I don't really cry anymore. And so, this whole thing. So they just said that it was the gas, and like they ended up releasing me. I stayed like an extra 3 nights because something was going on. They couldn't tell what. And so then they ended up releasing me. But then I was back in the hospital like 2 weeks later because I was still having the same pain. And like, gee whiz, it didn't go away. It wasn't gas, just like I was saying. So I was really frustrated. And I'm sorry that this is kind of ranty, but I like frustrated me to the end of the earth. I was So they ended up just saying it was gastritis, which for those of you who don't know, gastritis is an inflamed stomach lining, and it's like the first step to getting an ulcer. So I was like, great, I'm getting an ulcer. Real quick, as I'm ranting, we are going to pop into Damsel, which is this darker purple, not this purple, like the darker red purple, maroon, I guess. And just pop this in your outer corner. What was I saying? Oh, so they said I had gastritis and that I needed to like just kind of deal with it, like it would go away eventually. They put me on some meds and told me to stop taking some other meds, which I don't really think, like, it didn't do anything. But I was presenting classic gallbladder, and yes, I know this is like crazy, but this is why I do my eyes first. Classic gallbladder symptoms, and they just like weren't listening to us at all. And I did just pop into Missy a little bit just to kind of deepen this color and just focusing this straight on to my outer corner, just kind of patting it. But they weren't listening to us like at all. Like my mom's like, this really doesn't seem like just gastritis, but we didn't know. I wasn't having like a lot of gastrointestinal GI issues in the beginning of my EDS stuff, so this was kind of like my first real problem with GI things, so we were kind of out of our depth a little bit, which we say openly, like we didn't, shoulders and knees and stuff, we're good on that anatomy now, but like we're unfamiliar. At the time, I had my friend who just happened to be in the hospital with me when I was getting my gallbladder out a year later, just had her gallbladder out. And she's like, this really sounds like a gallbladder, but you know, if they're saying it's gastritis, maybe they're right. I'm like, yeah, I guess. So we went on with our lives, and they took me in for this gallbladder test, which is called a HIDA scan. And I had one, in my most recent hospital stay too, which I'll get into in a moment. And they never really told us the results, we realized after the fact. And so we're like still curious to this day what my results were. Just because we never found out. Like, sorry, just working some more of Missy into my outer corner, just kind of deepen it, and I know this is gonna go away in just a minute and it will look nice again. Yeah, I think that's pretty good for blending. Real quick, I'm going to pop into Ladylike, which is the top right metallic, and I'm just going to take my eyeshadow brush from NYX, which is on the other side of this, and just pop this directly onto my lid and inner corner. Well, towards my inner corner. Yeah, so we never like heard what my results were. They just kept telling us it was fine. So we went on our merry way, like kind of, and I just started dealing with the pain because I felt like no one was really going to treat me. So I just needed to deal with it. So I did. And it was like a year, and I had like these kind of not bouts, I kind of just had these weekends sometimes where I would have really bad pain. And we weren't really sure what it was. Like, it was definitely, we knew it was stomach pain, and like, we told people, no one really knew what to do. And so that's good. I am not going all the way across the lid because I do want to keep this part pretty dramatic. But I am going to just continue the ladylike on the other eye. No one was really sure what was going on. And then it got so bad, like I was throwing up consistently for like 3 days, and we had to finally go into the ER for fluids, and to be honest, I wasn't perfectly comfortable. I was not comfortable, to be perfectly honest, that's what I'm trying to say. I was not comfortable going into our ER because we had some bad experiences with my shoulders somewhat recently, leading up to my DECA trips. And so like I honestly felt like I didn't have an ER to go to if I needed to. Like it just, I don't know, I wasn't comfortable. So it took a lot for me to finally go to an ER. And that was at that point, like, our pediatrician had straight up said, like, you need to go to the ER. So we did. And they gave me fluids, and they were like, come back in 24 hours if you still can't keep any fluids down. And we're like, okay, don't really see what just giving me 1 round of IV fluids is really gonna do here, but okay. So we went home. I still couldn't keep anything down, so we ended up going back to the ER. Like, huge surprise there. Sorry, I'm looking for a brush back here. This will work. So I'm just gonna take my e.l.f. blending brush and take the color Chit and just kind of highlight right under my brow bone and kind of marry that color and the light orange that we had. And I actually am, in 1 second, going to go back into that orange because I accidentally just covered most of it up. So we ended up going back, and they're like, we're just going to admit you because we don't know what's going on. We're like, okay, we tried to have that happen from the start. Sorry, I'm just going to go back into Deer, and right below my brow bone, I'm going to just kind of marry that back in. So they admitted me, and they did this HIDA scan, which tests, well, first of all, I couldn't eat still, so it was an uncomfortable hospital stay to begin with. And then they did this HIDA scan, which tests your gallbladder, and I did last time, and that's the test that no one will tell us the results of. Like, we still, to this day, don't know what the results of my previous HIDA test was. Real quick, we are going to move into the Super Shock color, the My Little Pony collection, and the My Little Pony collection Super Shock shadow in the color Posey, and we are just going to take this all over the lid with our finger. So yeah, we still, so we did the HIDA scan, and we were like, my gallbladder came back functioning at 21%. For those of you who don't know, your gallbladder is supposed to function to 70% to 80%, so it was like not good, like at all. But then they're like, well, so they still didn't know what was going on. I was like still throwing up and not able to eat anything because I was having such severe pain, and so I was still on IV fluids until they oddly cut me off of IV fluid. We were like, I still can't eat. What are you doing taking me off of IV fluids? Because with the POTS, I have to be significantly more hydrated than like a normal person who doesn't have POTS. So then they did a scope, endoscopy, which is they stuck a camera down my throat to check out like my stomach, and that's when we found out I did have moderate to severe gastritis. But we, at a later point, found out that a bad gallbladder can cause gastritis, which our GI doctor conveniently didn't tell us, which was like, great, thanks, bud. So he's like, well, I think we need to treat the gastritis before we treat the gallbladder. And I'm like, if a gallbladder bursts, you have 12 hours to live. I think we should take care of the gallbladder first. And like, that's what my family had, like, we decided together. Like, we thought that was just a better option for me. And he was like, nah, it's good. And we're like, great. So we were going to go get a second opinion, but GI doctors are specialists, so they take a while to get into. And this guy was like, well, I think you're just having ovulation pains. First of all, if my ovaries are under my right rib, we have a problem that's worse than my gallbladder. I was like, how are you a doctor in saying that? But so that wasn't good. But so when I left the hospital, my mom had to leave town for family reasons I don't really want to get into. And it was a rough couple of days for all of us. And this doctor, I mean, he was like, why do you need a second opinion? I think you're having just ovulation. Like, I'm not going to get too negative. But so this doctor, it wasn't a great experience. We then followed up at another GI doctor, and they were like, why didn't they take your gallbladder out while you're in the hospital? And we were all like, I'm not sure. We're still trying to figure that out. So it was good. It was so good. It was ridiculous, you guys. We were so done. I just grabbed my Colourpop Amethyst Crystal Priming Spray. Sorry, I can't speak today, you guys. And I'm just gonna spritz this into my hands. Just spread it around my face. I really like this priming spray, but I do think I'm gonna try one of NYX's at some point, just because I'm curious to know. I've only used 2 primers. The e.l.f. like one that didn't work out too well for me. I don't know why. I don't think, like I mentioned in my last video, I have oily to combo skin. So I just don't think it was really meant for my type of skin type, I guess. And it didn't work out too well. But I'm interested to try one of NYX's because I really do love NYX. Everything. So I finally got my gallbladder taken out, and they were like, it's good because it was green. So the inside, not green. So the inside of your gallbladder is supposed to be pink, and mine was bright. No, okay, I'm getting this backwards. The inside of your gallbladder is supposed to be green and shiny, and mine was pink and puffy, and they're like, not good. They really should have taken this out earlier. And we're like, gee whiz. Before I lose track, I'm going to just pop in again to my Colourpop No Filter Concealer, and I don't think I mentioned this, but I wear the color Fair Neutral 10. And I'm just going to pop this underneath my eyes, like so, down my nose. And I wear this more as a foundation because I like the formula a lot. I like the wand. everything. I really just like everything about this concealer. If you haven't checked them out yet, I suggest it. They're only $6. And I love Colourpop, you guys. It's such a good brand. They're cruelty free. They also just did a whole collection with Laura Lee, who I was not familiar with before I saw this collaboration, which I know I'm probably getting like gasped at right now because she's a huge YouTuber. But they did it for No Kill LA, which is it's an animal shelter in LA. Well, it's a system of animal shelters, really. And they're like committed to making sure that none of the animals are put down, which, if you guys know, both of my cats are rescues, so that has a special place in my heart. Every animal that we've ever had has been a rescue. Like, I just can't really imagine getting a pet any other way at this point. I'm going to take my NYX professional makeup sponge and kind of just pat or buff everything in, I guess. Yeah, so also go check out that collection because all 100% of the profits are going to the animals in No Kill LA. I do have a very high amount of respect for Laura Lee, who did say that she didn't want any money from this collection, which I'm sure she worked hard on because I think she designed the lippies as well as the eyeshadow, Super Shock Shadow Quad that was in the collection. I think it's really great that she is also a very big cat person. I have since found out by watching her channel. And I just think it's really nice of her. Because, I mean, of course, I'm sure a lot of people in the same position would have done the same thing. But I think there are also people who really wouldn't have because they wanted money as well. And I have a large amount of respect for someone who said, no, this one's for the animals. Because I really love animals a lot. And I'm just blending down my neck to make it a little bit more natural. So yeah, that's basically the story as much as I want to get into it. Guys, that was super weird. My camera just randomly cut out. Maybe I was talking too much. It got annoyed. And then we are going to jump into our contour. For lightening up my skin, I use the NYX Pro Foundation Mixer in the color white because I am so pale, you guys. I can't use any other colors. I have not found a good contouring product for my skin tone. So if you guys have any suggestions, let me know in the comments down below. So I just dot this under my eyes and on my forehead, down my nose. Oh, I don't usually do that much on my nose. On my chin, and really anywhere I feel like brightening. And then I really just kind of pat this in with my finger. I occasionally take my sponge or a brush, but real quick I am going to add my actual shading. And I use NYX Wonder Stick in the shade 2, medium tan, and I just kind of bring it right here. I am still working on learning how to contour, so forgive me if I am not the best at this. And I just bring it along my forehead, down my, like right under my cheekbone, and kind of in my temples, just a little bit. I don't go down on my jaw because I have a very soft jawline, which I feel like is fairly obvious. And I don't think I really need to do it there, so I'm just going to pat this. And real quick, because I did forget, I'm just going to take some more of the Pro Foundation Mixer and just put it on my jawline. And then one last cream product before we start using our powders. I'm going to be using Colourpop's Rose Quartz Crystal Highlighter, and this is a gorgeous liquid highlight. If you're good at liquid highlighting, I'm still working on it. So I'm just going to take the smallest pump, like that much is good for one cheekbone, if not two for me. I am not a type of person who really likes a blinding highlight. I kind of just pat this in with my finger above my brow bone and on my cheekbone. Now I'm going to go into my NYX HD Studio Finish Powder with my e.l.f. powder brush. It's a flat kabuki. I would show this to you guys, but I'm worried if I do, I'm going to spill it everywhere. And it is just a white powder, and I don't think I use this the way that most people do. I don't bake or anything, but I am just going to pop this underneath my eyes. Whew. This stuff is so finely milled. It like, I mean, I don't know if you guys can see it, but like I can see powder particles going everywhere. What do you guys think of a NYX vlog or Lush vlog? Because I am planning on going to the mall with my sister after Christmas, because that's kind of a new tradition with us, and we have a NYX store, and that's actually where I get most of my NYX products. And I really love that store, and I would love to share it with you guys. So if you're interested in that, give this video a thumbs up or comment down below, or DM me on Twitter or Instagram. I would love to hear from you guys. So yeah, we're just going to wait for that to set real quick. I'm going to use my e.l.f. Kabuki brush. If you guys haven't noticed, I really like e.l.f. brushes. I think they're very nice for the price that they are. And I am hoping to get some NYX brushes to share with you guys. I don't know, I like drugstore brushes. I feel like they're pretty good. And sorry, we're just dusting off any extra translucent powder that we have, which I'm sure you guys figured out. But yeah, so I like the drugstore brushes. I think they're really nice. And I've actually been reviewing them a lot on Influenster, which if you guys don't know, I did join Influenster. Just dropped my brush. Did just join Influenster. I like it a lot so far. I like being able to look something up, especially when it's a beauty product, before I buy it, and have like a lot of reviews on a product. And no, this is not at all sponsored by Influenster. None of this came from a box or anything. But I think it's really nice, because I hate spending tons of money on something that I then hate. Like, hate it so much. So I'm going to jump real quick into my NYX matte bronzer in the shade Light. I went with this shade just because, as I've mentioned earlier and in other videos, and you can see, I'm very pale. So it's good. And this is my e.l.f. complexion brush, which I just flatten with my fingers a little bit and go into the hollows of my cheek. Back to my hairline and ear. And guys, I don't look dead pale now. We are going to jump into a blush. I mentioned this in the last video, my Colourpop In Between the Sheets Super Shock blush. I love this color. I think it's really nice. Yeah, I don't know. I only have one blush color, which I feel like some people are probably like, what? But I feel like I only really need one blush color, and I just pop it into the apple of my cheeks. kind of bring it back a little bit, blending down into my bronze. Oh, but what I was saying about influencer, I really like, especially with beauty products that I might be spending a lot of money on, I want to be able to see reviews and what other people thought of it before I buy it, because I don't want to like waste my money, especially because like I'm not getting PR packages or anything, just like you guys. So like I don't want to waste money, and so I really like influencer for that. And also I'm hoping to get a Vox box. If you guys would like to sign up for influencer, my referral link is in my Instagram, in my highlights. But if you want it, you can also just DM me on Instagram or Twitter. And we're just gonna blend this blush back into my cheeks with my powder brush, but I'm kind of just making it a little bit tighter with my fingers, blending down into my bronze and doing the same thing on the other side. And now, some people's favorite, I'm going to do my Colourpop Glazed Super Shock highlighter on my cheekbones and upper brow bone. And if you're looking for anything on Influencer, it's not only makeup and stuff, there's also like food, which I was kind of shocked at. I don't really do anything with the food, but they also have book reviews, which I like because, again, I'm a very specific person when I come to like books and stuff, and I want to make sure I'm actually going to enjoy it. Just gonna throw this out there. I love Percy Jackson books, so if you guys want to hear me rant about that someday, let me know. I would love to do that for you guys. Oh, that's probably not good or healthy. I'm going to jump into my Colourpop Cream Gel Liner in the color Swerve. It's just black. And I'm going to tightline on my upper and lower waterline. So now that I have lined both my eyes, I'm just smudging this out with my Real Techniques by Sam and Nick Chapman? Sorry. And smudging out my lower lash line. And then I'm going to jump back into Duchess and put that on top. And you guys, we are on our last 3 steps. So I'm going to pop back into my glazed highlighter with the NYX 34 brush, and it is an eye pencil brush. It looks like this. And I just take it on its side for my highlighter. Oh, that didn't work. That wasn't what I was trying to do. And then I pop it into my inner corner and just kind of pat it on. I find it's really the perfect size for this. And it gives me such a bright highlight on the inner corner of my eye, which I really love. Because I feel like I look so much more awake with it. And then moving right along, we are quickly going to spray our face with a setting spray, and I use NYX Matte Finish Setting Spray. And I really like how fine the mist is. Some got in my mouth. Yeah, save me. And then we are quickly going to go into our Essence Lash Princess Mascara and just pop that on. And guys, I just took that real quick on my bottom lashes as well. And after wearing this mascara for a full day, I really believe that it is an absolutely great dupe for the IT Cosmetics Superhero. And real quick, I'm just going to take my Simply Vamp Russian Roulette lip cream to finish off this look. So guys, what I was saying before my camera rudely interrupted me, that is the finished look. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I hope you had a good time. Thank you guys so much for watching. That was my video. I hope you guys have a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a good New Year. I thought this was just a really good kind of glam but still very classic holiday makeup look, and I really hope you enjoyed it. I will leave a list of all the products that I used, and if I can find links to everything, I will leave links to everything down in the description box below, along with my social medias. I really hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to comment any questions or comments you have for me. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more of it. You can also then check out my other videos. And don't forget to like this video if you liked it. Want to see more makeup tutorials, or just like seeing me. I really hope you guys have a wonderful weekend and holiday, and I will be back next Friday. See you guys!